Welcome to the One-Click Contractor Training video series, where you can find quick videos to help you navigate through the tool. In this video, you'll see how easy it is to create an estimate by pulling in a template to save a great deal of time when you're building estimates for customers. But let me do a quick recap on how you've done it previously by creating individual groups, and within each of the groups, pulling in your line items, making sure that you have everything you need by product group, and then you would save your estimate. To do it quicker, you can go in and create a new estimate on the Estimates tab, click Add Estimate, and what you'll do is pull in a template that's already pre-set up with all of the standard line items that you would ordinarily quote and had to individually pull in on the last estimate that we just looked at. To get started, you click Add Template, and what you see on my screen is going to be different than what you see when your One-Click Contractor is set up. The development team will help you create a few templates, and then you'll be on your own to create as many more as you need. But for this one, I'm going to pull one that says Windows, Siding, and Roofing. And if you'll notice, I had a blank estimate, and now it's added a template. So I have several groupings or categories to build this estimate for a customer, and each one of them has the line items that I would ordinarily use. So it saves you the time of doing that individually. On the first tab, I can see it's Windows, but it wasn't named in the template. So I'm going to do that real quick so I remember what it is. And what it will do is pull in everything that you will have set as your standard items to quote by group. And say there's more on here than what you need, it's very simple to delete a line item. You just click the trash can to the right and it gets rid of it. Now the quantities may or may not populate based on the measurements that you have on the Excel spreadsheet in the Measurements tab. So what you need to do is be sure you check each line item, make sure the quantity is right. Where it's not, you can edit that by clicking on the pencil and go in. I'm just going to put a quantity of 5 in here for this window. Click Update, and now it's edited and updated the quantity and the value. And in Roofing, it shows all of the line items that you would ordinarily do without having to think about, did I add this or did I not add that? You need to be sure you double check that each of the line items has the accurate measurement for cost estimating. You also have the ability on the left to make any changes if you want to do something other than what was preloaded in the template. Again, you can take out line items if you don't want them. It's important to make sure for each of the line items that do populate that the measurements were picked up and where they weren't. Make sure you edit them so that they get added. The measurements information does show up on the bottom of the screen, and then you can pick the appropriate measurement to complete that line item and click Save Changes. And then just scroll down, make sure you have everything. If you decide that you want to add something that wasn't necessarily in the template, very easy to do. Click Add Line Item, and you can choose from the product list, or you can do a custom item. I'm going to add a delivery fee. And I'm going to give it a value of 150. And I'm going to add a picture. If you notice, each of the line items above have pictures to relate what it is you're talking to the customer about. You may or may not want to do this. I'm showing you how you can do it. You would click on the Files tab, click Add File, and I happen to have a delivery truck picture, so I can add that on, and it loaded there. Click Save Changes, and now I've added a single line item to the template. If you remember, I just edited an estimate where a value was not showing, and it also has the siding. And for this particular job, let's just say you need to go through, make sure all the line items have values. But on this one, I'm not going to do windows for this customer, so I'm going to take that grouping out you simply click on the trash can for the tab that you want to remove and click OK. And now I just have the roofing and the siding. Again, you want to go through and make sure all of the line items have the appropriate measurements, and where they don't, go in. I'm just going to pull an estimate and say use this value and save changes. And you want to do that for each of them. Again, you can add, delete, keep exactly as you have it, and just simply make sure that you have all the right values. You'll want to name this estimate so it's intuitive for you. I'm just going to call this estimate with template and click the little icon. And now save estimate. I've gone in, I pulled the template, I edited the line items, I removed a product grouping, and I did all of that in the space of about 4 or 5 minutes. And that saves you a great deal of time versus creating an estimate and going in and adding each line item manually. And then you can close your estimate. Whoops. Save estimate. I had just saved the name, not the estimate. So if it queues you up, you try to close it, you need to make sure that you actually save the estimate, and then you can close it. And now back on the Estimates tab, I can see my new estimate. I have 20 line items, a value here, and it's saved. So now, in that short period of time, I was able to build an estimate by pulling in a template. You can create however many templates you need if you're going to do a complete renovation, if you're going to do just windows or siding and windows, whatever it is you're going to do, you can create a standard template that you can pull in that will help you save time in building an estimate. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Be sure to check out other videos if you want to learn more about the different features in the One-Click Contractor tool.